Hello, athletes and fans of bodybuilding. I'm Lenda Murray, 8 times Ms. Olympia, and you are watching Olympia TV. Thank you for joining us. And if this is your first time and you have not yet subscribed, please do so at this time. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss all of the great content that we have here on Olympia TV. We have the best of the best always. Today, this show, very exciting. Just ladies in the house, and the discussion, the Rising Phoenix Championships coming up on August 24th. There's $144,000 in total on the line. So no one better than the group that I have here, the best. This is an all women's event. Along with the Rising Phoenix, we have the Arizona Pro, but we're here to talk about the Rising Phoenix and to reveal who's been selected. We had a great lineup of athletes. So let me introduce my co-host today for this lively conversation. Let me start first with Sandy Williamson. She is IFBB Pro League head judge of the Olympia. She's the voice behind that mic at the Olympia. So thank you, Sandy. We could not do this without you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm grateful to be here, actually.
For some reason, I'm losing my volume here. And joining us, the Rising Phoenix 2018 Rising Phoenix champion, Alina Popa. She is the Vice President of European Operations at Wings of Strength.
It's a pleasure to be here, guys. Thank you, Lenda, for having me. I'm so excited to reveal this list.
Yes. Also the promoter of the Romania Muscle Fest. And you have the Alina Popa Championships coming up.
Alina Popa Classic Pro. Yes, that is it's just an amazing thing coming up for me. Yep. Thank you.
Outstanding. And our promoter of the Rising Phoenix, she is the Vice President of U.S. Operations for Wings of Strength, promoter of several of all of our U.S. shows for Wings of Strength, Alex Sacasa, Vice President of U.S. Operations.
Thank you, Lenda. I feel like we have to introduce you somehow. It's impossible, but thank you for hosting. Thank you.
So let's get started. I guess I'm going to toss the first question to you, Alex. Just tell us about the Rising Phoenix, where we can find more information, and just the responsibility you have in the selection process.
So the Rising Phoenix, full length name would be the IFBB Professional League Rising Phoenix, which also takes place in conjunction on the same show day as the IFBB Arizona Women's Pro and the NPC Arizona Women's Extravaganza. Like you mentioned already, it's an all women's event, and it's very near and dear to our hearts. We enjoy the show so much, both front and backstage, and it's just such a pleasure to be a part of. It's been an honor being part of its inception and its growth, and watching it become what it is today, and especially considering that this year it will be its 10th edition, which I can't believe. And it started out as an event to essentially take place as a pinnacle for female bodybuilders to compete at once the Miss Olympia was eliminated from the stage at the Mr. Olympia. Thankfully, it's back, thanks to Jake, our boss. But it's been a pleasure to kind of carry that torch anyway, and truthfully, just what it means to women, and women of all divisions. Truthfully, we have so many women of both professional and amateur, every division, come up to us all the time, genuinely tell us that they love being a part of the event. They love what it means. They love the symbolism behind the rising phoenix, and it's just a pleasure to be a part of it. So I'm excited for this year's edition and this list. As a result of the return of Miss Olympia in 2020, what 2019 at the Mr. Olympia, since it came back to the Mr. Olympia 2020, Alina.
No, I think it was 19.
2019.
Was it 19?
I think I was like getting my COVID year mixed up.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was the first year of COVID, but
yeah.
Right, yeah.
Well, as a result of it, going back to the Mr. Olympia, as a team collectively at Wings of Strength, we decided, well, what's a way that we can still honor the prestige and the symbolism behind, the Rising Phoenix Women's Bodybuilding World Championship now that the Miss Olympia is back, but still giving it that attention and honor that it deserves. So we got together with our boss, Jake Wood, Olympia and Wings of Strength owner, along with Lenda and Alina, and of course, Sandy and Tyler Mannion, vice president of the IFBB and the NPC. And we have the honor of just reviewing a panel, all of these applicants, and basically inviting, any woman that wishes to compete in the IFBB women's bodybuilding division to the event. So women so far have been able to submit their letter of intent to compete, along with any photos. And it's up to us to make the incredibly difficult decision to just review the selections, the amazing applicants that we've had over the years. And we, have to come together, and sometimes we don't agree and sometimes we do, and just make the best decision for who we think will honor the division and honor the sport and bring their best presentation on stage. So I'm very excited to see these ladies at the lineup this year.
We lost our host.
I think we lost our host, but I wanted to say that it is truly a unique show, because I don't think there is another invitational show for women's bodybuilding outside this in the whole world. This is the only one, right, Sandy?
I think so. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Because up to it going back, being part of the the Olympia, it was the worldwide event for our women bodybuilders.
Yes, so, it was. Yeah, I think it was like 4 or 5 years that it substituted Olympia while it was missing.
Yes.
Well, Alina, actually, why don't you tell us what it was like for you as a competitor, and what it felt like to win from your perspective? Because you competed prior to it being invitational, of course, but I'm sure the show meant something to you as a competitor regardless then.
Oh yes, absolutely. It was just amazing. Of course, I remember the first year when I received a letter from IFBB to IFBB Pro to renew my pro card, and I noticed that Olympia was not on the list anymore. And then it was very painful. It was like a spear in my heart when that happened. But then immediately, within a few weeks, there was an announcement from Wings of Strength, and then they announced that they're going to have Rising Phoenix World Championship, which will follow the same criteria, pretty much replacing Olympia at that point. And later we saw that it was an interim, just a great solution, right, to still have a worldwide ranking event. Mm-hmm. So the fact that Wings of Strength stepped in immediately in those years, that was really, really massive for me. Oh, that's an interesting video.
Oh, yes. Oh, look at that chest development.
I know. I used to train, Lenda.
Yes, you still train.
You still train, Alina.
And I remember the first time I saw you on stage, Alina, we were all like, oh my God, who is that?
Wow.
So it's really Rising Phoenix World Championship was, lifesaver for women who dedicated their life and with such a big passion in the women's bodybuilding division. Mm-hmm. It was really what pushed us through, what held us together as a division, and what gave us, the hope that, we don't have to give up. We got, our bodies, we got our muscles, and we can express ourselves the way we feel appropriate in this life.
Oh, yes.
One of the things also that I really liked as the result of the Rising Phoenix was I got to personally witness how women of this particular division were now coming together both on and off stage in a way that really bonded you guys in an unexpected but beautiful way that meant, hey, you know what, we're still here, we're gonna, you know, be together and compete together and honor the fact that you know, we have support from fans and that there is a stage for us. So that was one of my favorite things to watch over the years.
Mm-hmm. So it's our 10th year, you said, Alex?
Yes, ma'am.
10. Oh my goodness. Yeah. 10 years. And Alina, so 2 years, Rising Phoenix.
The first year when Rising Phoenix took place in 2015, I did not compete because I had some injuries.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember being there and watching the first edition of Rising Phoenix. It was in San Antonio.
Yes.
And that was amazing. And then I competed in Rising Phoenix in 2016 and 18. And 2018 is the year when I won the title, and then I retired and I stepped on the other side of the stage and continue in the sport by organizing the stage, you know, promoting the sport.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that's not the time that I had the fancy lights on. Remember, guys?
Oh, that was 2015, Lenda.
Okay. I remember that. Yeah, so this is really exciting. We have a great, we had such great participation, I'm going to say, this year. The lineup, the athletes are getting better and better and better. And I can tell that with the women bodybuilders, like women are starting to embrace it, whether if they're in women's physique and a judge recommends and suggests that maybe they should consider women's bodybuilding, like they're not sitting on the fence anymore. And from what I saw from the list of participants, we had so much depth this year.
Oh yeah.
And we also have a lot of some to look to the future, some really up and coming young women that are really going to help continue this division.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I know everybody's waiting.
Did you know that Jake actually confirmed though? 2020. I thought it was the first year of COVID.
I thought so.
I thought so. Yes.
You know why that makes sense? Because I remember being a part, you know, Wings of Strength and Olympia and everything happening in house and joining the whole team coming together in February of 2020. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, just a month later, right, the whole world shifted and somehow that year, right, the Olympia still happened with the efforts of the entire team at the Olympia. So it makes sense that it had to be that year that it came.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So then you just had to move. I mean, you only had a couple months and you moved it from Vegas to Orlando at the time. So yeah, that in itself was just a feat. I can't even imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been fun to watch it come back and, you know, watch the audience interact with them and you know, I say this often, but one of my favorite things to honor what Jake says is that, you know, he would have done it for any division. So any division that would have been eliminated, he would have been there and stepped in for it. So, you know, while we're honored that, you know, it was the women's bodybuilding division and we got this beautiful show as a result of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the beauty behind all of these divisions honoring each other, right? And coming together.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The sport.
Absolutely. So then did you explain, because I had to step out for a moment, this is the wonderful thing of live, you never know what's going to happen. I was doing the intro and I could not hear myself, but I hope you guys heard. So do you want to start with the women that in the top 5 that automatically qualified and that they automatically qualified to move on to the next and this upcoming Rising Phoenix? Would you like to start there?
Yes. So just as you said, Lenda, the ladies who competed in the 2023 edition of the IFBB Rising Phoenix have the option they automatically qualify for the next year. So they have the option to compete in this year's edition if they'd like. So it's kind of an easy way to start the list, I would say.
Mhm. Okay. So then, of course, we start with Andrea Shaw, our 4 times Ms. Olympia champion, 4 times Rising Phoenix champion. And I'm sure that for her, that prize money, she's, and plus, Sandy,
So
you know, you guys are taking a look at her when she's
I
on
will,
the
I
stage.
will say something a little funny, Lenda. I think you said 4-time. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she's a 3-time Miss Olympia champion, but a 4-time Miss Rising Phoenix champion.
Ah,
Yes.
yeah.
One of the jokes that we said to her at one of the events or at the office was, Andrea, if you think about it, had the Rising Phoenix been around those additional years, or rather the Olympia been around those additional years, she would perhaps have that many more Olympia titles.
Okay. Well, that's really good to know, because honestly, when I heard that it was 4 in my head, I was like, oh my God, she's almost close to my record. I'm just keeping it real.
Actually, I just see here Jake said, remember, all past winners are qualified for life. So that's also good to know, or good to state for the Rising Phoenix. So if Alina wants to throw her hat in, for instance, the stage will always welcome her.
So we look forward to that, Alina?
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to know you have the option. I will leave it at that. The option.
But yes, Andrea was, we're very excited to have Andrea back on that stage. It's been an honor to have her as our current champion for a few years now. And, she brings a beautiful physique and presentation and to the stage. And she's been fun to watch every year.
I do believe that she probably does have 4, because we haven't had another Miss Olympia champion. And it's 20, 21, 22, 23. So it's 4 titles.
Yes.
1, 2.
Yeah, yes, in 20, you're right.
Yeah. We have another champion after Iris was the last one before her.
That's right.
Yeah.
But I also enjoy when she brings in this physique at the Rising Phoenix, and it's kind of a little preview of what's to come at the Olympia. Sandy, what type of feedback do you give her at the Rising Phoenix that she has to take into the Olympia?
This past year, there wasn't really too much. I know the year before, she came in just a little bit off. Obviously, her structure and her full muscle bellies is what will always carry her. And I told her, we have a couple up and coming, athletes that are knocking at her door. And so I said to her, if you're going to come to the Olympia, you got to be a little bit tighter. And obviously she showed up and did, and was. And I also told her not to get any bigger.
I think
she doesn't need, you know what I mean? She's got nice density on her frame. And if you look at past, like Lenda, or you look at Iris Kyle, they never got a whole lot bigger. When they, when they won the Olympia, it was always just refining and bringing the quality that, that next year. And that's really all, Andrea has to do.
Yeah.
She's been a wonderful champion too. I have to commend athletes that bring the sport alive, both, on and off stage, and are able to promote it at other events and take it to the next level and excite people to come and be a part of the event still. I love watching that.
She's one of, we have a lot, but she's one of those athletes that gives back all throughout the year.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. So who's next?
Next up would be Miss Angela Yo.
Yeah.
Who placed second last year. A very exciting competitor against Andrea Shaw. I think that she shocked us all at the Rising Phoenix last year. She was a very exciting addition to the stage. And for those of you that tuned into the Olympia battles that took place just after the Rising Phoenix that weekend, featuring other female bodybuilders like Andrea Shaw, Angela Yo, Natalia Kovaleva, They trained hard together at a local gym in Arizona, and that was a lot of fun to watch. And Angela brought the energy. She brought the energy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's so very precise. With her, I'd say she's an example of dotting her every I, and crossing every T. Her posing. If you watch her strategically, when she stands next to someone that's taller, she walks on her tiptoes. She knows all of her angles. Her conditioning is amazing. So she's really exciting to watch. Great poser. Her posing presentation on point. So she's exciting.
This is the Olympia TV battles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, great energy there. And Lenda, you were in there. Look at you cheering right behind her.
I know, right?
That was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I was the coach, right? Right.
But obviously, Angela is one of the ones that I was talking about. You know what I mean? That she's right up there under, right beside Andrea, both at the Rising Phoenix, and then turned around and did the same thing at the Olympia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. And she knows that she has to be on point with her conditioning. She, like I said, she just brings it to the stage. I absolutely very much enjoy watching her on stage.
And I always think from a judging standpoint, though, it's always nice when somebody like that, you look at the list and you look at names and you think, okay, these people, this person or that person, they're usually near the top. But I love when somebody comes out of the woodwork that nobody really knows and just wows everybody. And obviously, Angela did that 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And definitely such a unique look. Mm-hmm. Among all the competitors on stage. She really stands out, and I love, how she presents herself. And there's a beautiful combination between, a little different than the rest, mm-hmm. but at the same time proving that, we can be flowing and beautiful and muscular and full and really representing the division with grace.
Yes, yes.
Well said.
And so who's up next?
Up next is Michaela Aycock,
mm-hmm.
who placed third last year.
Mm-hmm. And just like you mentioned earlier, too, when you talk about some of the women's physique competitors that get to that, because, again, it's hard to, when you're training, not to add some size on. And she was one of those ones that had gotten some feedback from judges along the way saying, yeah, you're right at that borderline. And she made the jump to women's bodybuilding and obviously done very well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe her first Olympia, her first in bodybuilding, she placed third, I believe. Pretty sure. She placed high.
She's definitely in the right division. Yeah. I think it suits her very well, and she looks very comfortable in it. Mm-hmm. And you can tell when an athlete really fills that role on stage too, because you almost see a shift in their stage mm-hmm. presence sometimes. Mm-hmm. A lot of women's physique competitors I've seen when they eventually, move up into women's bodybuilding, they have this almost common denominator of stating, I was holding back on training, yeah. Or, I had to not do this and do that instead. And now I have so much more fun training. And mm-hmm. It just goes to show that the body does what it wants to do when you let it.
Oh yeah.
And it's fun to watch, because if you look at some footage of competitors on stage from when they were in a smaller division and a bigger division that they perhaps grew into, mm-hmm. They look like they're having a little bit more fun sometimes.
Yes, yes.
I remember we were there when Michaela, actually her last physique show, I think it was Chicago or something. I think actually, Sandy, weren't you judging her?
No, I wasn't, but I think you're right. It was at the Chicago show that year that she, the judges gave her that feedback, like,
Yeah.
you're just a little bit too dense,
She was completely out of top 5. Yeah,
Yes.
because of that.
Yeah, because look at her back development. Michaela has some amazing back development, and she has definitely put size on in her quads to come up to match her upper body.
Oh, absolutely. And obviously everybody, each of our athletes they all have their individual strengths and stuff. And, the conditioning for Michaela is what she always, I don't think I've ever judged her both in women's physique or in bodybuilding where, you know what I mean? Where she did not come in with amazing conditioning.
Amazing conditioning. So she's in that, she placed 3rd or 4th last year at the Rising Phoenix.
Last year she placed 3rd.
I was she was 3rd last year. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She placed 6th at the Olympia last year.
Okay.
But she won the Tampa Pro last year.
Okay. Okay. So she's coming on live this Friday with Wendy.
Oh.
And with Wendy and myself. And because I'm just really impressed with, again, it's that thing. And you understand what I'm talking about as an athlete, Alina. When you see, to me, when I look at the Olympia, I want to see 10 women that come prepared completely. And when I say dot every I and cross every T, I want to see the level of muscularity. I want to see conditioning. I want to see that tan on point. I'm looking at your presentation. You should know all of your angles. Give me a posing routine that's interesting. Don't just give me something that I can tell you didn't make. You're a professional. You're the best in the world. And I feel that when I look at Michaela, she fights for everything and she brings it every single time. Michaela does. She's consistent. I see the same thing in Angela Yo. Consistent.
Make sure when you go live with her that you ask her about her parents.
Oh, yeah. I already have the best question for her, guys. I really do. I can't wait to ask her this question because her mom and dad, they're always there.
Every show. Every show. And they're so sweet. So sweet. I always enjoy when they come out to see her. It's a lot of fun to say hi to them.
So now we have Andrea Shaw, we have Angela Yo, Michaela Aycock, Mayla Ash.
Mayla Ash plays 4th. That's right.
Yes.
And she will be competing this year at the Rising Phoenix.
Okay. So in that top 5 last year, Chelsea Dion was included in that top 5. So what's the status of Chelsea Dion?
Chelsea Dion was indeed qualified and invited to compete this year, but she has respectfully decided to take the year off, grow a little bit, and honor the package that she wants to bring in 2025.
Okay.
So
okay.
That's the reason that she's not on the list.
Okay. So then that opened up a spot for someone, I guess. Yeah. Right?
I guess, yeah.
Yes, for sure.
You were there.
Yes, that opened up a spot. Yeah. Okay, so then let's
Mayla. Right now we're looking at Mayla. She's another one who came from physique, isn't she?
She is, yes.
Yes. Yeah. I was really impressed with her structure. Her small waist and the way everything flows on her body is just absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely.
So, ironically, she competed in women's physique up through 2020. And in 2020 is when she switched to women's bodybuilding. So she probably, it was a good year to switch. But she's done really well in the division. She's another one that's a lot of fun to watch on stage. Her posing routines have a lot of passion. And I think she's a very great addition to the division. She's been a pleasure to be around as well.
Oh, yes. That tiny little waist that she has.
Oh,
and
yeah,
she won my show, the Atlanta Pro. And that's coming up, and she won that. She would be our defending champion. She returns. That's how she qualified to get to that Olympia stage, by winning the Atlanta Pro Super Show.
Yeah, actually, Michaela won Atlanta in 2022 as well. And then Mela won it the following year. So both of these ladies have been a part of your Atlanta show.
Yes,
so
yes.
I'm excited to see if any of them will make a reappearance this year.
Yes. So we will definitely see Mela Ash on that stage. And the one thing about Mela, and she knows that she still has room for improvement as far as even size or just her conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she does. So
and, she's been doing very well at the Rising Phoenix as well. So she's been in top 5 for a few years now. She's been doing very well at the Olympia too. So she's got a lot of she's one of the promising ladies in the division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, one thing I'm going to say, and I'll just put this out here, is that based on the names that I saw, that we looked at, I definitely see some changes going on. All the athletes that are in that top 5, top 6, I know you're watching, because we have some really new blood coming. All right, so what's up next, Alex?
So one thing that we want to not necessarily get out of the way, but we don't have an official name for this lady yet, is a to be announced or to be determined athlete. As the female bodybuilders should know, is that any of the ladies that compete at the Miss International, which takes place in conjunction with the IFBB Chicago Pro, it is an IFBB Pro qualifier, the Miss International, and the lady that wins that particular title is an automatic invite to the Rising Phoenix. So speaking of new blood or some exciting new names, that's an amazing chance for an up-and-coming female bodybuilder to compete on stage with the best of the best. So come July, I don't know the exact date of the Chicago Pro, but come July, I want to say it's the weekend after the NPC Phoenix Iron Games or prior.
Yeah, it's normally isn't it normally the weekend of July 4th, or have they changed that?
It was historically, but Tim shifted it. So
I thought it was with now the same weekend. I could be wrong, but I thought the Masters Olympia. I mean the Masters Nationals.
So it looks like it's July 18th.
Yeah.
And the 20th.
Yeah. And that's the Masters Nationals. Yeah.
So yeah, any ladies that are interested in getting and potentially earning their pro card in women's bodybuilding, this is a great show to do it at. Tim Gardner puts on an amazing production. And if you end up winning that Miss International title, you will have an automatic invite to the Rising Phoenix. So that's very exciting. So outside of that, we've got our top 4 qualified from last year. We've got the automatic invite for the Miss International. And now, ladies, we can proceed to the official invite list.
Yes.
The qualified.
And so you're announcing this in no particular order, just not in alphabetical order, or yes? No, yes.
This.
Just as I have them here.
Okay.
All right. First up, I am very excited to announce that we would officially like to invite Miss Ashley Jones. Ashley.
Outstanding. Really excited.
Very excited.
This photo here, I'm not sure, Sandy, based on what you see on Ashley Jones, she had to be competing as a bodybuilder here, because when I first saw her name on the list, I'm like, she's women's physique. So
she was in 2022, And I think she made this, and made that, jump, and maybe just didn't qualify for the Olympia. But I think she made the jump in 2023, if I'm not mistaken, because she was at the 2022 Olympia in WP.
So actually, in part of her application letter, her letter of intent to compete at the Rising Phoenix, she did say that she took 2023 off to focus on growing for women's bodybuilding, for her women's bodybuilding debut on May 18th at the New York Pro.
I see. So she'll be competing at this upcoming New York Pro. Wow.
It's amazing size, and that structure. I can hardly wait to see her on stage.
But that's what we were saying. We have a lot, because like I said, I go to every national show. We have a lot of young ladies coming up in, from either from WP or just, new to the sport and stuff, but they're in bodybuilding. And I'm really excited. I think you're going to see a lot of newer names, coming on that list over the next couple of years.
Yes. And I love her submission.
She had the best letter.
The best.
Ever. Yes.
You had the best letter, Ashley. Outstanding.
I know it's also an honor when girls put their heart into it, right? You can see that they've put a lot of effort and time, and trust me, we read them. So
yes.
Oh yeah,
they're a lot of fun to get to know them and learn more about their soul and what drives them to train and compete and be a part of this event. So it was very enjoyable to read her entry.
Oh yeah. Yep. So congratulations. I'm really excited to see her on the women's bodybuilding stage. And I have it's no doubt in my mind she will make it to the Olympia. Some shape, form, or fashion, we will see her there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so next
up, we have Dasunka Dawson. Dasunka Dawson. Very excited to have her on stage this year.
Yes.
Dasunka was actually invited last year, but unfortunately she dropped out for personal reasons. So I'm very excited that she expressed interest in reapplying this year, and we're excited to have her.
Because she's another one that came from WP.
Yes.
Yeah.
She competed. I don't remember what show did she do last year, Alex. Do you remember?
Atlanta, yes.
Yeah, and I know that she was a little bit disappointed with her own shape, and I remember that, expressing that, and I think that's when she decided, I'm going to take a little longer and make sure that I come on point with everything that I need to improve. So I'm really excited to see her this year.
Same here. Very, very polished athlete. Her overall look, presentation, when I see her, she's a bodybuilder. I say she's a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Congratulations. Welcome, Dasunka.
Very excited to have her. All right, ladies. Next up, we have a name you might recognize. And it is Irene Anderson.
Irene, yep.
Yes. And for many reasons, Irene's very smart athlete. She took off last year. Am I correct?
Yes.
Ladies?
Yeah, she took off. I remember that I was surprised that she didn't step on the Masters Olympia stage last year.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And that had to be very hard for her to do because she's in Sweden, right?
Yep, she's in
Sweden. And
Sweden.
it was just it was a given. We expected to see Irene compete at the Masters Olympia, the very first Masters Olympia. And look at her conditioning, look at her back development. She's had a lot of great success over the last 5-6 years, right? She was challenged for some reason. She wasn't doing well initially because she's so tall and
I remember that. I was thinking exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, she started nailing her conditioning and the
Mhm.
quality and everything, and she just kept on coming and looking amazing.
And looking amazing. So welcome. Very excited to see Irene Anderson on the Rising Phoenix stage this year.
Yes, very excited to have her back. Next up is another European lady. I'm excited to welcome Julia Fory back to the Rising Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Julia Fory.
And this photo of her, the one that she submitted, she's put on size since then.
Mhm.
Don't you think, Alina, based on the photos that you saw?
Yes.
of her
I think she
in her
definitely put
submission?
on size. I remember seeing her, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 years ago in Tampa. I think she got fourth place. And I think that was the best shape that I've seen her in. Really nice and hard and conditioned. And I think many times, I mean, not many times, but a couple of last 2 shows, maybe we saw her a little bit off. And I definitely hope that she's going to reach that conditioning that she had in Tampa. I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3 years ago, but that's when she wowed everybody with her size, her muscle bellies, and density, and with the right condition, she can do some damage. She's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
She's also tall. I think she's 5'7" or so.
Yes, she is. And small waist, just looking at her at the shoulders, small waist. She has flare on her quads. She's in great condition. Her overall look is healthy, and it's a nice package.
Yeah.
Very nice package. Should I go next?
Yes.
Next up, we've got another. I don't know the expression is in English. There's an expression where when you share a name. I've been hanging out with my parents all weekend. I'm very excited to announce that we are very excited to invite Miss Julia Witzel.
Yes.
Who's already had a great start to this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She was at the Triple O, and then
here.
Yep, and then she turned around and won the Vancouver show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. And I'm sure the audience out there, guys, we're presenting these photos and images of these athletes, and you get the visual of what we're talking about as far as thus far, right? The depth of what we're looking at and what we're seeing now that's showing up to compete in women's bodybuilding. I mean, when you look at her here, her shoulders, waist, just a very nice overall, very complete
Amazing looks are her thighs, her glutes are great. I'm sure she heard this many times. I think that widening her and thickening her lats would just bring her way ahead in the overall package and the look of that.
Yeah, because she was second at the New York Pro last year.
Yeah.
So, and truthfully, she applied to the Rising Phoenix last year. And I think the panel, we weren't quite ready for her yet. We didn't think that she was quite ready in comparison to the lineup that we had. And I know when we saw her and how, wonderful she looked at the New York Pro last year, we knew that she had a lot of promise ahead of her. So I'm very excited that she joined the Rising Phoenix this year.
Yeah.
She had a really good year last year. Like you said, she was kind of more, newer to the division. But man, she was first in, at Toronto, she got first, and she got second at New York Pro and stuff. I think second too in another show in Canada. So she really had a lot of ones right near the top last year to bring her into that Olympia for the first time.
And like you guys said, she's done great this year thus far. I know we saw her at the Triple O. She competed at the Triple O, and then she goes on to win. Did she win Toronto?
Yeah, no, the Vancouver show.
The Vancouver show.
Yes. The next weekend or the weekend after, because she was just a little bit out of condition at the Triple O. She just needed to be a tad tighter, and obviously she did that and then won her next show.
Yeah, and I think this is an example of persistence. It's exactly what Alex points out to us, is that she applied last year And the panel did not select her last year. She stayed hungry, competed in shows prior, and now she's on her way to the Rising Phoenix.
Well, Jake made the comment that she proved us wrong. Well, she did, because every show she did last year, she did very well. She was right. If she didn't win it, she was that second or third place. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say something a little controversial, is that, and I'm sure Tarek will love this, that it goes to show, right? Even in moments where, we make it the best decision that we decide at the time, right? But as the season goes on, it almost makes the season even more exciting to watch, because we watch these competitors that perhaps we didn't even consider at the time, or perhaps they've since improved their physiques and done the appropriate work that needed to be done in order for them to place better and look better on stage. And as the season goes on, truthfully, if someone snags, first place, or perhaps looks really great on a certain show on stage somewhere, they might get invited. Maybe we might, take it up to the panel and review and see if they can get approved for a late invite. If it's appropriate, they're already in shape and they look wonderful. So it's something to consider while competing in the season. It's not very, it's not very common, but I like to think that we honor and keep our eyes open for the competition out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Somebody said they want Alina back. In the comments,
what do you think that is?
Being that it came from Olympia TV, I'll take
it. I don't know who that be.
Yes, the one person that's always looking for controversy.
He's here. That's all you're gonna get.
All right. So who's up next, Alex? You're waiting.
Sorry. Iris versus Alina, the final war.
We cause all kind of confusion there.
I don't know if you meant Alina or Lenda.
No, they meant Alina.
Okay, next up, we're incredibly excited to announce someone that has not been to the Rising Phoenix yet, and it is Levina Barros.
And I'm really excited to say that she won the Romania Muscle Fest last year.
Yes.
And that's like when I saw her name on the list, I was like, oh yeah, she was beautiful flowing legs, great conditioning, great density, great everything. She had a beautiful package. So I'm happy that she applied for this show. I think she also said she's looking into competing at Alina Popa Classic in Europe, which would be great. I mean, she's already qualified for the Olympia, but I think she loves to compete. She's a great competitor. So, of course, whenever she wants to come back on our shows, any stage in Romania, she's more than welcome.
Yeah, she won a show in Brazil last year too, if I'm not mistaken. She had 2 first.
Yeah.
Yes, her physique, I don't know if the audience can see from the video how powerful her structure is. She's another, like, she's like serious. They're going to change the numbers and placings.
I'm very excited to see her. I know how excited Alina was coming back from Romania, and especially in her home country for the show, seeing different talent on stage and how beautiful she looked on stage, Levina. So it was exciting to see that now there's a transition between watching her at an Eastern Europe competition, be able to grace a stage in the United States, and just add to the roster on the Rising Phoenix.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome. We're looking forward to seeing her on stage. And who do you have next?
Next up is Miss Natalia Kovaleva.
Yes. Placing third. She placed, I always keep thinking she placed third at the Olympia.
Right?
This past Olympia. Yes. Just outstanding. A powerhouse athlete. She won the New York Pro.
She won the New York Pro last year. Yes.
That qualified her for the Olympia. So we're looking forward to seeing her. I saw a video of her in the gym training, and wow, the size that she's put on.
It's been very exciting to watch her grow as well. You know, she's been taking her time in a respectable way, and I think really honoring her body and the areas of improvement. And anytime she's been on stage, it's been fun to watch her, the evolution of her, and truthfully how far she's come.
Yeah. And I know people watching this thinking, wow, like an amazing lineup.
Yeah, it's an amazing lineup. We're looking forward to seeing her. And I think she still has a lot to prove. Natalia winning the New York Pro last year. She got 5th place at Olympia. And I think that she will improve her back. She'll improve like the back pose in general. I think she can get a little better there. Her flow is really beautiful from the front as well. She's got those round muscle bellies. And I think that we still have to see the best of her.
Yes. Because she was tighter, leaner in New York.
Yeah.
Than here. And that's another example of being an athlete and just taking time to learn and understand how to go from one show to the next show. Sometimes you go on that Olympia stage, it's a lot of pressure.
She's building that house, man. She's building it. I'm really excited to see what she's going to bring in the next few years.
Yes. And who's next, Alex?
Should I tell you how many are left, or should I just keep going?
Yeah. Tell us how many are left.
Really?
Yes.
5 left.
5.
Okay.
Just 5? Okay.
5, yeah.
That's good. That's great. 5 left. And they're amazing. Let's go. Who's the next one?
Next up, I'm excited to welcome her back, is Rashana Boswell.
Yes.
Rashana won the Masters Olympia title last year.
Yes. And we all know with Rashana, beautiful structure. Rashana is also someone that she came to us from the women's physique division, and just a beautiful structure. Little tiny waist. Look at those shoulders, flare on the quads. And Rashana, she still has a lot in the tank as far as not more size, but learning and understanding how to bring in her conditioning.
Yes.
You know?
I think that's a great point. I've noticed that she does about 3 shows a year, and she does really well on the front end of the season. So my hope is that with knowing, that she's going to be at the Rising Phoenix this year, that maybe she can kind of time the tuning that she needs to make, and really bring it to the stages that she'll do best in. She's a lot of fun to watch on stage. She's got, a beautiful fullness to her. And I always enjoy when she's at the Rising Phoenix. So I'm excited.
Definitely has a beautiful flowing lines. And I think with a little bit more density and conditioning, she can really place really good.
Yes. And who's up next, Alex?
4.
Yeah, there's a countdown now.
I'm the countdown.
Up next is Celika Given. If I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Yes.
Celika Given.
Yes.
Who I'm so excited. It's a brand new name to the Rising Phoenix. We haven't had her on at the Rising Phoenix before, but we've had her at Wings of Strength show before at the Atlanta Pro, Lenda.
Yes. She placed 2nd at the Atlanta Pro, I believe. No. Third. She placed 3rd.
3rd. Yes. But sorry, go ahead, Sandy.
I was going to say she won the Masters though, right?
Yes.
She also did that at Tampa, if I'm not mistaken. She won got like in the top, but then she won the Masters at the Tampa also.
Yeah.
Right now, it's so insane. That density and the thickness of her chest and shoulder. Look at that. Their arm.
She is this woman.
She's having a ball on stage though.
Yes,
She
you're
does.
right. I remember that.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's what I was gonna say too, Sandy. I remember being in Atlanta, and there's something that every once in a while translates from an athlete having fun on stage, and you have fun watching them because they're having fun.
Yeah.
And she definitely brought that energy.
Mhm.
And the crowd was feeling it. It was very enjoyable. Very
Mhm.
enjoyable.
I just hope somebody checked her ID because I don't know how she won the Masters. That's
Right.
I'm looking at her now going, okay, she looks like she's like a kid yet. You know what I mean? She
I
just looks like,
agree.
yeah, she really does. She looks like she's just in so much enjoying what she's doing and stuff. And yeah, she really, yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting, you know, great to see her grace the stage.
I'm very excited for her.
I am as well. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Three laps. Oh my gosh.
I know.
Should we talk about something else right now? Build it up, or
No.
next up is another lady we're very excited to welcome back to the Rising Phoenix, and it is Sheena Oleg.
Yes.
Sheena.
Welcome, Sheena. Sheena has just a beautiful, beautiful package. Just in every way, her waist, her level of development, and Sheena, I do believe, I mean, like she's consistent, but she still has more to give us as far as conditioning.
And
But
I personally think that even a little bit more size wouldn't harm her.
okay.
What do you think, Sandy?
No, I agree. She can use a little bit more, just a little bit more upper body. I'm assuming because I don't think she competed in 2023. So I'm assuming, I'm assuming she took that off, you know what I mean, to make some of those adjustments. Yeah. And that's the one thing I really do like about our sport, because life happens, you know, especially at this level, and you have to make adjustments or changes, especially if you have to add size, you need to have that time. Mm-hmm. And you can do that and then just turn it right around and be at the top of your division the next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Amazing.
Great observation, Sandy, because she did, you know, she did take last year off.
Yes.
She was competing. She was officially invited at the Rising Phoenix last year, but she very respectfully made the decision that she needed to do in order to grow. So we're excited to see what she's able to bring this year as a result of it, because we know she's got the potential.
Yeah. I really love the elegance of her lines. Mm-hmm. Really beautiful.
Oh, she's got a really nice, a nice package for the stage.
Yeah,
she does. She has wonderful stage presence. Absolutely.
Oh my God.
I know.
Alex, we got two
left. Second to last, in no particular order, is someone we're excited to welcome back, is Sherry Priami.
And Sherry Priami, another example of moving from women's physique, and she comes conditioned, and she comes conditioned,
and she placed fourth at the Olympia last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Placed, yes, definitely. She has a lot of density on her muscles. That package, when she hits those side poses, is like amazing. And her back pose, her glutes and conditioning on the back pose is also remarkable.
Speaking of another athlete that previously competed in women's physique, if my notes are correct, she competed in women's physique up through 2020, and it seems like she took a couple of years off because in 2022 she switched over to women's bodybuilding. So again, another example of someone who perhaps was holding back or did what they had to do, took some time off to grow, and has been thriving in women's bodybuilding.
And when she came back in 2022, like she came back at the top, because if I'm not mistaken, she was like second in Chicago, second in Atlanta. You know what I mean? So she took the time and obviously made the changes that she needed to.
Yeah.
I always love her polished look. Her makeup and hair are always on point. I'm so impressed by her presentation.
Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, she embraced women's bodybuilding and followed through and said, "Okay, I'm a female bodybuilder. I'm going to train and put some muscle on and still bring that conditioning that we see consistently in women's physique." So she brought that, and it's a great package. All righty, and our
final lady. I'm excited to say that this is a name that everybody should recognize. I know we've gone over some exciting new additions, but this particular name is one that we've seen on the Rising Phoenix stage before, and we are excited to welcome back Vinia Sanes.
Yes, with her incredible back development. Insane. She comes conditioned. Her back development is incredible. Great upper body, nice biceps.
Great density. She really is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Her shoulders and everything. It's like when she comes really, really in shape, which she most of the time does, she's really impressive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Beautiful competitor. Definitely belongs there.
Yes, absolutely.
She's also she's gonna do a twofer back to back, at least based on what she told. She might change her mind, but she is planning on competing at Romania Muscle Fest as well, or rather the
Alina Popa Classic. Yeah.
Yes, Alina Popa.
Yeah. Well, it's like they are mixed right now, and I'm happy to know that Romania Muscle Fest mixes with my name. Yeah, actually, Alina Popa Classic is actually going to be 1 week after the Rising Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was reaching out to the competitors and talking to them, I'm like, hey, girls, if you are in Europe or, if you know that you're one of those physiques that gets better from a weekend to another, just hop in, it's like a full qualification for Olympia 2024 this year. So why not? I'm going to be more than happy to welcome everybody on a stage of the women's bodybuilding competition. And it's probably the only pro show in the world that only has women's bodybuilding. There is no other division. It's only women's bodybuilding. Yes. Wow. So I'm really excited and proud to be able to offer this to women bodybuilders all over the world.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's really awesome the way the show's scheduled this year, looking at the Rising Phoenix and giving the athletes enough time to prepare for the Olympia, and then how the Rising Phoenix falls right in line with your show, Alina, in Romania. It's perfect. We think about the athletes when you're planning the shows like that. That's awesome.
One thing to note quickly, also based on Jake's comment here, is that a lot of people assume that whoever the winner of the Rising Phoenix is will be the only person to qualify at the Olympia. But the truth is that the top 3 from this year's Rising Phoenix will be qualified for this year's Olympia. So
that's outstanding. Someone asked that question. They said that whoever places second to, this is what they said, whoever places second to Andrea automatically qualify to go to the Olympics.
I agree with
that.
Yeah. Ladies, I actually gonna say goodbye because
yes. All right, Sandy. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much,
and congratulations, seriously, to all the athletes that made that list.
Yes. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you, Sandy.
Yeah, and guys, we again some great submissions this year. I would love to give honorable mention to women that I feel that they contributed to the Rising Phoenix greatly right before COVID, during our time when we had a challenging time and there were limited amount of shows, and some of the women were trying to decide. They were on the fence. I'm women's physique. I'm not a female bodybuilder. And then the ones that during COVID and then right after COVID, I want to thank Janine Lankowski, who she has consistently, what a champion, just supported the Rising Phoenix, an amazing poser. And also LaDon McDay, again, they were never sitting on the fence. They know I'm a female bodybuilder, and they stood firm and strong to that. And also Tina Williams. Tina Williams has supported us so much throughout the years, the Rising Phoenix. And ladies, let me say that you have to know that when you look at this list, that you played a major role in women today wanting and embracing being a female bodybuilder. Like, you played a role in that. You know, I think, Alina, when you know, during that challenging time of the Olympia and when the Rising Phoenix came about, and you stood firm to being a female bodybuilder, you know, so you were the glue that held us together. So I want to say thank you, Janine, Tina, to LaDawn, and then an honorable mention to someone that was on that list, but she didn't have enough, I guess, the qualifications. It's Eva
Melillo, yes.
Layla.
A new competitor, really young. She just turned pro 2 years ago. Beautiful future, beautiful structure, lots of muscles.
Mm-hmm.
And we definitely are looking forward to seeing her on stage, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We just want to see her on stage. I'm excited to see what she can bring. And like Jake said earlier about Julia Witzel, is she can prove us wrong.
Yeah.
She can prove us wrong.
Yeah.
You know who I didn't see applying on this list is Hella Trevino, who's been a champion in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But as far as I heard, and actually I think Jake wrote here, she's getting ready for the Olympia.
That's right.
So yes, she just judging by the social media, I think that she's really getting ready after taking the year off.
Yes. So Hella did not apply, and someone also asked about Alcione. That
Alcione didn't apply either.
Did not apply as well. Yeah, but we have guys. It was very challenging. Congratulations, ladies, for doing such an amazing job. And I'm really excited to be at Wild Horse Pass on August 24th.
I'm so excited. This is the first time we're hosting it in August in Arizona, which it'll be an exciting time of year. One of the things I'm also excited about is that it gives all of the ladies a chance. It'll give them a bigger rest between the Rising Phoenix and the Olympia.
Yes. Yes.
Which I was so happy to hear them say that was a very positive takeaway.
Mm-hmm.
They can take that judge's feedback, take a breather, and apply that full steam ahead to the Olympia. Mm-hmm. And obviously that applies to all of the ladies competing at the Rising Phoenix and Arizona Pro. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited. The hotels and flights are needless to say incredibly affordable because it's in August. So a pool party will be in the works.
And Alex, I know that we will have the list is already prepared to get online, right? So everybody, because maybe not everybody was able to jot down the names, but we're going to have the list ready on our social media.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
It will get posted very shortly.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to say ciao, and this was a wonderful experience.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Yes, thank you, guys. Thanks for joining us, guys, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you like this video, like the video.
And guys, subscribe.
Yeah.
Or your life will be miserable.
Yes.
The Olympic battles are coming up soon, so make sure you guys tune into that too. Those are a lot of fun to watch.
All right. Yes.
You guys.
Good night, guys. Bye.